euch einfach nur Oh, sorry for the wrong language. My name is Martina, and I'm trying to share with you about brain injury and aphasia awareness, and I experienced all of it. At the time period I found out I had aphasia, I was unable, nobody know about what aphasia is. And aphasia is caused by a brain injury, and it impacts our ability to communicate, to speak, or to understand others with words. People with aphasia, acronym PWA, subtitles help us to understand speakers easier. So before the accident, or before the incident, I was born initially in Germany, post-World War II, divided Germany, which was divided in 4 sectors, the 2 English-speaking one by the British, the French, and the Russian sector. I was born in the American sector and grew up with German and English as my native language. I was fully educated in Germany school-wise and professional diploma. I also went in Great Britain to school, and my professional diploma is Cambridge. When coming to the United States, employers did not want to accept the professional diplomas, and you would think they would understand a diploma from Great Britain in English, but they did not, they rejected. And so in 2003, I earned my BS, Bachelor's in Science and Accountancy. In 2004, my MBA in International Finance, International Business. So before the injury, I was a consultant and supported by my husband, but I also was a partner with the Chicago Financial Reserve Bank, Chicago Federal Reserve Bank, that was in charge of created initially the Money Smart Week, and the Financial Literacy Month, when we were heavily active, was in April. So before the accident and the way I survived and with a non-induced coma, upon coma awakening, I had global aphasia, which means I could no longer speak any language, nor could I understand any language. Due to my injuries, I required 3/4 of a year hospitalization. So being 3/4 of a year in a hospital, Henry stayed that whole time period on my side. Prior coma, I was multilingual. I spoke German and English, and in school, I learned French and Spanish, Russian, but also later on for my job, I needed basic Hungarian and Arabic. During the coma, I can thank only my care partner for his daily support. He spoke to me, read to me, and played music in German and English. I believe that is the reason why I can now speak German and English with aphasia. I received a devastating prognosis upon release from the hospital that was the initial from the coma hospital that I would never be able to get out of my bed. In the bottom picture, you can see me in a wheelchair. And the logo believe in yourself, even if you're a small little kitten, see yourself as a big tiger who can do it. So there are several causes for brain injury. And you might want to wonder which could cause it. Let's look at the left side. The light in color is our healthy brain. The reddish color is with a traumatic brain injury, but a concussion does it already, causing a brain injury. So don't underestimate concussions and their impact on us. And you can see how the brain injuries have a negative impact, that they become darker until they become grayish and considered CTE. So what can cause brain injury? Quite frequently, it's stroke. 33% of stroke victims have aphasia, And there are several types of strokes, and they all impact the brain or injure the brain negatively. Also, cardiac arrest can have an impact on our brains. And you might have seen the ABC Morning America that was addressing and raising brain injury awareness in regards to football players and their safety, and addressed the movie Concussion that starred Will Smith. But it's not just football. There's a lot of sports concussion. Football is only one. You can have it through all active sports like soccer, ice hockey. I even know a cheerleader who got it from her cheerleading practice, the injuries. And you might wonder, are there any other ones? Yes, there is. You might have heard about it. Coronavirus. You might even have corona yourself, or had the virus, or know somebody who had the virus and has now aphasia because of the virus. Other reason could be domestic violence. Also, the shaken baby syndrome can have result in brain injuries that can cause aphasia. Car accident, when you say whiplash, could have, and also regular accidents or falls. In addition, environmental pollution could have an impact on our brains. Let's look at our brains and our healthy brains. The bluish area is the frontal. It's responsible for concentration, problem solving, and speech. The greenish parietal area, sense of touch, pain, and temperature. The yellowish one, occipital, the healthy vision. The reddish, temporal, is memory, organization. The pinkish, the cerebellum, is balance and coordination. And the orange, the brainstem, helps us with the breathing and steady heart rate. So let's look at the brain injury, at the sites of brain injury with the same coloration of the brain. The bluish, the frontal area, lack of focus, irritability, language difficulty. The greenish, the parietal lobe, difficulty with reading, spatial misperception. The yellowish lobe, the occipital lobe, blind spots, blurred vision. The reddish, temporal, problems with short-term and long-term memory. The pinkish is the cerebellum, difficulty walking, slurred speech. The orange, the brainstem, changes in breath and difficulty swallowing. Let's look at individuals that we might be aware of who have brain injury. The actress Emily Clark, she was the actress of Game of Thrones. In her early 20s, she had a brain injury. And at that time, she was popularly known as Daenerys Targaryen, Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea, Lady of Dragonstone, Breaker of Chains, Mother of Dragons. She used her experience with her brain injury to create the foundation SameU for brain injury recovery, which is sameu.org. Other celebrities with brain injury and aphasia you might know is President Eisenhower, the actor Sharon Stone, the entertainer Randy Travis, the Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, who survived her 2011 assassination attempt, and we were able to see her 2022 documentary that was addressing her rehabilitation and her achievements. Michael Hayden, the head of the CIA and four-star general. In March 2022, last year, the actor Bruce Willis announced that he had aphasia. And Mark McEwen, the weatherman and entertainment reporter. Sorry. So other celebrities with brain injury and prosopagnosia, for example, which is face blindness. The actor and film producer Brad Pitt, Oliver Sacks. Oh, and I start top right clockwise. Brad Pitt, Oliver Sacks, British naturalist, neurologist, author, historian of science. Jane Goodall, English anthropologist, UN Messenger of Peace. Duncan Benetton, the Scottish philanthropist, entrepreneur, and author. Chuck Close, American artist, painter, photographer. Victoria, Crown Princess of Sweden. The website memosor.com, memory games, is providing exercise opportunities. You might know NAA, or National Aphasia Association. They have posted Aphasia Bill of Rights. So a person who has aphasia should first be told that you have aphasia. Second, get it in writing. Third, be told about resources, for example, support groups. Fourth, receive therapy, speech language therapist. Fifth, give informed consent for research. Six, have health professionals who know how to talk to you. That might be a little bit more challenging to find. You might want to think, yes, but how can I communicate with somebody who has aphasia? Aphasia-friendly communication. Easy way to remember is aphasia. It's the acronym aphasia. A, ask simple direct questions. P, provide multiple communication options. H, help communicate if asked. A, acknowledge frustration. S, speak slowly and clearly. I, if you don't understand, say so. A, allow extra time. Aphasia does not impact intelligence. Aphasia makes it hard for us to speak, read, write, and communicate. And remember, March, it might impact a number of people. Brain Injury Awareness Month. After the impact, I had to return to the United States because the US Embassy notified Henry that there would be border closing within 24 hours. And since I have no US citizenship, I would have been not allowed to go back stay on Henry's side. So what helped me a lot was the book, The Warrior Within, the philosophy Bruce Lee will live by. What helped me also, organizations that were supporting my disability, for example, the all-terrain wheelchair in the right. I continued with my rehabilitation. As you can see, we both wear masks. On the left, a friend of mine who is disabled in a wheelchair, highly recommended for my therapy, archery. And you can see me down there speaking with fellow archery participants. And one key thing, support groups, patient support groups help us tremendously. You might want to think about aphasia 101. I hope I provided some insights into aphasia that you can recall when you are being confronted by aphasia or meeting a person with aphasia. So I can only thank Ellen Voice that supports all veterans of all areas, that provided me with an all-terrain wheelchair to accommodate the outdoor activities. Support groups reduce the feeling of loneliness, being the only one in the situation. We meet people who might have the same challenges we have and can give us to have more experience with and might be able to share tips. Support groups are also available not only for patients, but also important for care partner, caregiver, and family. June is National Aphasia Awareness Month in the USA and Canada. And let's look at some June is, at research and medical programs. The US FDA Food and Drug Administration provides a lot of resources, information on drugs and devices, but also what's very important, what I learned, adverse event reporting. That means if you have negative side effects to prescription drugs. The National Institute of Health provides research match for medical research where you can participate. That looks for volunteers. And the US National Library of Medicine has also medical research called clinical trials. So let's look at our annual year in all our medical awareness campaigns. There's a February is American Heart Month. In March is a Brain Injury Awareness Month. In May is the National Stroke Awareness Month. June is the National Aphasia Awareness Month. And the World Stroke Day is on October 29th. What are your thoughts? I hope I could help.